Hello, everybody. These are going to be over our 2.4 notes, which is equations of lines. We're going to have 2 days talking about equations of lines in geometry. This first day, well, really both days are going to be kind of a review for you, but this first day we are going to be focusing mainly on graphing lines. And then day 2, we're going to be focusing on writing equations of lines. So I just want to remind you guys that when you were in algebra, you learned how to graph a line, maybe using a couple of different methods. But for what we do in geometry, we're just going to want to always try to graph from slope-intercept form. So the very top of these notes talk about how you're going to graph from slope-intercept form. And if it's not in slope-intercept form, converting out of another form to get it into slope-intercept form. So we're just going to kind of go through these together as a reminder. And then if you need more help, like a little bit more extensive help with graphing, I would absolutely go see your teacher. I'm going to move through this kind of fast. So the first thing that we do is we check to make sure that our graph is in slope-intercept form. If it is, we're always going to be graphing the y-intercept first. And then the number that's with x is our slope. And as a reminder from the previous note, slope is rise over run. So I'm going to go up 3 and then to the right 5. And I'm going to do that as many times as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once you fill up the graph on that side, you're going to start back at the y-intercept and go the opposite direction. So I'm going to go down 3 and then to the left 5. Down 3 and then to the left 5. And then you need to use a ruler or a straight edge to connect the dots. Your ID works really great as a ruler in a pinch. So if you don't have a ruler with you or a straight edge with you, you can use your ID. So that's how we graph a line from slope-intercept form. If we have an equation that is not in slope-intercept form, the first thing that we need to do is convert it out of whatever form it's in and into slope-intercept form. Because I am trying to get y by itself, my first step is to subtract x on both sides. And then to get y alone, we're going to divide everything on the left and right side by whatever's with y. That's going to leave me with a negative 2/3 x and a positive 2, and that's what I'm going to be graphing. So 2 is my y-intercept, so we're going to start at 2. And then negative 2/3 is my slope. Because it is a negative slope, I know that my line has to go this way. So I'm going to go down 2 and then to the right 3. And I'm going to do it again. Down 2 to the right 3. Down 2 to the right 3. And I'm going to fill up that space and then come up and go up 2 and then to the left 3. And then you're going to use your ruler and or a straight edge to connect the dots. That line is ugly, but I'm not going to fix it because I'm lazy. All right, looking at number 3, I need to move my x over because this is not in slope-intercept form. Divide both sides by negative 5. Okay, this is important. 2 negatives, when divided, make a positive, so I know that my slope is going to end up being positive. And then the other thing that's weird, though, is 5 is on bottom of a fraction, so I'm not going to do this, because now it's all of a sudden on top. There is something with x. Right now, there's a negative 1 with x, so really, this is going to be a positive 1/5 x. And my y-intercept started off as 0, and so there's nothing else to this problem. It's just y equals 1/5 x, which means that my y-intercept is at 0. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, not enough. 5. So that means that my y-intercept is 0 and my slope is 1/5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connect the dots. Okay. Come over here. This is not really in any form, but I am going to go ahead and make it into slope-intercept form. Divided by 2. We have this issue again here. Okay, so we've got y equals, this is going to be a negative 1/2 x, and then 6 divided by 2 is 3. I'm moving fast, so if I make a mistake, I apologize. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Notice that I'm putting as many dots on my graph as possible. The more dots you have, the more accurate your graph is going to be. Okay, number 5 is fun. We have a horizontal line and a vertical line, okay? I'm going to draw the vertical line first, which is at x is negative 4. So where negative 4 is on the x-axis, that's where I'm going to put that. And then y equal 2 is going to be on my y-axis, and it's going to be horizontal. And so both of those graphs together are going to look like that. All right, let's talk about x and y intercepts. Your x-intercept is the point where your graph crosses the x-axis, and your y-intercept is the point where your graph crosses the y-axis. So it's always going to be the point x comma 0, and your y-intercept is always going to be the point 0 comma y. Okay, that's how we write our intercepts. For an x-intercept, your y is always 0, and for your y-intercept, your x is always 0. And that's going to be important for us, not now, but like a little bit further down this page. All right, when we look at these graphs, we need to write the slope, find the equation, write the x-intercept, write the y-intercept. So I'm going to start this by finding my slope. My slope is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope is 2 over 4, which is 1/2. So my equation of my line will be y equals 1/2 x. My y-intercept is at -2. The x-intercept is at 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 0. And your y-intercept is at 0, comma -2. This should match whatever that is, okay? When you look at your second line over here, my slope is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. My slope is -4/3. My equation will be -4/3 x plus 4. My x-intercept is at 3, comma 0. My y-intercept is at 0, comma 4. Remember that those two things should match right there. All right, here is the important part of this, because this is going to be a question on your test and it's missed pretty often. It says, give the x-intercept and y-intercept of the line 2x minus 3y equals 6, show all work. We don't want to graph this. Could we graph it? Sure. Do we want to graph it? No. What we're going to do instead is use our knowledge about intercepts and the equation that we were given. Up here, I already told you that an x-intercept has a y value of 0 and a y-intercept has an x value of 0. We can use that information to help us find these intercepts without having to graph it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my x-intercept first, and your y value will be 0 when you look for your x-intercept. So I'm going to write down my equation, but instead of a y, I'm going to replace it with 0 because x-intercepts have a y value of 0. And then I'm going to solve. -3 times 0 is nothing. It's 0. So this leaves me with 2x equals 6, which means that x is going to be 3. So my x-intercept will be 3, comma 0. I found my x was 3, and my y was already 0. So there's my intercept. I can do the same thing to find my y-intercept, but that is now where x is 0. So I'm going to grab my equation, plug in 0 for x. 2 times 0 is nothing. You have a -3y, so be careful. So y will be -2. This is your y, this is your x, so you write this as 0, comma -2. And now you're able to find x and y intercepts without having to graph it, which is super fun. All right, number 9 says, what will happen to line AB if the y-intercept is decreased by 6 and the x-intercept remains the same? So right now, my y-intercept is here at 3, and I'm going to decrease it by 6. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here is my new y-intercept. I knew that was going to happen. So here's my new y-intercept. But they said that my x-intercept is going to remain the same. So my line is now going to look a little something like this. Okay? So it's saying, what's happening? Well, my slope was positive, but now it's negative. Okay? So you can talk about having a negative slope. Slope is now negative. What else is true about it? Well, now you have a different y-intercept, but we already know that. So I would just talk about the slope is now negative instead of positive. All right, number 10 says, which equation best represents a line that is parallel to line AB? Well, in order for lines to be parallel, they have to have the same slope. So what I would like to do is first find the slope of this line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -6. So this is a positive 4 over -6, which is the same thing as a -2/3. So that's a positive 3 over 2. That's a -3 over 2. This is a positive 2/3. So C is going to represent a line that is parallel to line AB because parallel lines have the same slope. Number 10 says, using the graph from 10, which equation best represents a line with a line perpendicular? Okay, If my slope was a negative 2/3, then a perpendicular slope will be a positive 3/2. So what I need to do is figure out which one of these equations gives me a slope of a positive 3/2. This is going to be 3y equals negative 2x plus 12. When I divide by 3, I get a negative 2/3, so it's not A. On this one, negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 15. When I divide by negative 3, I get a positive 2/3, which is not what I wanted. Let me erase these. This will be a negative 2y equals a negative 3x. So when you divide by negative 2, you get a positive 3/2. So it's going to be answer choice C. Number 12, it says the graph models the total cost of joining a gym. Write an equation of the line. All right, let's do... Okay, so all of these are hitting at these nice points here. So my slope is going to be, it looks like 50/1. So y equals 50x plus 150. Because this is 150, right? This is 150 to 200 is 50, and then over 1. Okay. Explain the meaning of the slope. Well, remember that your slope is going to be rise over run, so it's going to be the cost per month. So it's $50 per month. Explain the meaning of the y-intercept. The y-intercept is your starting amount always. It's your starting cost. And then D says, find the cost of a gym membership for 1 year. So if my equation is y equals 50x plus 150, okay, that means that if I'm looking for the cost of one gym membership for 1 year, that's 12 months. So I need to plug in 12 for x because x represents your number of months. So we've got 50 times 12, which is 600, plus 150 will be a total cost of $750 for a year's worth of membership in this particular gym. All right, I know that I just rushed through these notes, but all of these notes should be just review from, Algebra 1. But if you need more help, please go see your teacher during their normally scheduled tutorial times. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.